welcome to Shortstop Jackson on Real Estate and Money here on YouTube for another episode. This episode is going to be about tenants who want to break their lease. And we've all experienced this kind of situation where a tenant wants to leave before the end of their lease. What are the options for you and for the tenant to try and make this as successful as possible for everyone? Okay, let's get right into it. The number one most important question, which we already know the answer to when they tell us they want to break the lease 9 times out of 10, is why. Why do they want to break the lease? That is usually going to be sentence number 2. We want to break the lease because we got a better job, we're moving, we're getting married, we are getting a divorce, whatever the situation is, it's usually not relative to your property. It's usually something about their personal lives that's changed, and hopefully for the better, and they're moving on to what's next for them. And personally, I always feel like it's a good thing when tenant is moving forward and doing what's next for them in their life. I always am very happy when a tenant tells me we bought a house and we're moving into our new house that we own. Even though oftentimes those are the best tenants because they qualify and they pay their bills and they take care of the property. So you're sad to see them go, but you're grateful to see them doing good as a family and doing what's next best step for them. Can't always think about ourselves as a landlord. We have to think about our tenants as well and what's good for them. Okay, so number one question, why are they leaving? Once in a while, it's not very often, but once in a while you'll have a bad tenant that wants to leave early, break their lease or something like that, and you will maybe not outwardly celebrate with them because you want to hold on to your leverage, you want to hold on to your security deposit, you want to take care of all the things that are necessary to get them out as quickly and easily and affordably as possible for you. But once in a while, a bad tenant leaves, you're going to celebrate. And hopefully, in most cases, when a tenant leaves, you're going to raise the rent. That is always kind of a silver lining that exists when your tenants move, is that you might be getting more rent for your place. Okay, so options, the number one concern and thing that you need to do on a landlord side is you always want to retain their deposit. You never want to let a tenant use their security deposit as their last month's rent. I write it into all my leases, a line in there, and I have them initial right under that line as well as the whole page. And it's important that you really stay there and hold strong with that, because as soon as you allow them to use their security deposit for their last month's rent, you just lost all your leverage. You lost all your leverage for them to leave the place on time, to leave it clean, to take care of your property. Because now, if they don't have any security deposit, what's gonna keep them honest and keep them righteous? There are people out there that will behave the same either way, but not most, and you cannot depend on that. You need to use that security deposit. You hand that to them when the property has been completely vacated, all of their things, all of the cleaning, everything is done and completed and checked. That's when you give them back their security deposit. And that's what the whole purpose of the security deposit is, to protect you until they give you back your property in the same condition or better than you gave it to them. Okay, one of the things that I like to do with a tenant that wants to leave early is I employ their services to help me find the next tenant. Oftentimes the lease is going to state that they need to pay the rent. So obviously nobody wants to pay the rent once they leave. So they're coming to you because they want to negotiate their way out of the lease. So what I often do is encourage them to a couple of things. One, let's get the property in really good condition. Maybe it needs paint, maybe it needs carpet, whatever it is. They're going to be very open to getting those things done while they're still living there. Maybe they can even help you with them. Maybe they can paint for you. You supply the paint and they do the labor. There's a lot of ways to work it, but they're going to be highly motivated to help you get things done on your property if that's going to get a tenant into the property to replace them, to make their lease go away. So you'll find that they are on your team there versus oftentimes tenants don't really want to be bothered by the landlord's priority of, let's say, maintenance or upgrades or things like that, especially at the end of a lease. They're like, let me get out of here. I don't want to mess with you or your people. And then you guys can fix up the property. But if they're leaving early, they're going to be more motivated to help you with that. The other thing is, how can they help you increase the value and desirability of your property? One is painting, maybe some landscaping, maybe they have some ability, maybe they're in the carpet business, maybe they're a roofer, maybe they do window coverings, whatever it is that their business is. If it's somehow related to property, they may be able to help you to get your property in better shape, kind of as a trade to replace themselves with a tenant. So be aware and try to be sensitive to ways that they may be able to help you out to get that next tenant moving in quicker. And hopefully, again, there is the silver lining at the end where your rent is going to go up. Hopefully a rent increase. That's what we're hoping for. And so kind of at the end of this whole situation is you have repairs and cleaning that they may be responsible for. And you want to do a walkthrough with them at the very end. Once everything is cleaned, all their things are removed, everything is finished, that's when you do a walkthrough with them. That's when you hand them back their deposit. Not before, because as soon as you give them your deposit, you just lost any leverage you have to have them work at and in your property to get it in the kind of condition that it needs to be in for the next tenant. All right, that's it for now. We'll see you again on another episode. If you have any other thoughts or ideas, love to see them in the comments below. And thanks for watching Shortstop Jackson on Real Estate and Money here on YouTube. Have a great day.